So you granted an exemption A. What is exemption A?
Exemption A talks about high crime area. I don't have any reason to believe it's specifically high crime. I don't have any data to show that in front of me.
So how exactly did you reach your conclusion?
I did reach the conclusion particularly about the similarly licensed locations, that there were only 2 calls per service average per month.
There are 6 existing locations within a 1-mile radius that have a similar alcohol license. In the past 12 months, these locations, along with the proposed location, have accounted for 75 calls for service, amounting to an average of 10.71 calls for service annually for each location, less than 1 call per service a month. 2.6% of the calls for service, 2 total calls related to violent crime or weapons violations. So based upon the above information, the police department can support the restriction exception 1. So based on quantifiable evidence, it would not show that this would be would increase the severity of crime in the area.
You're telling me that a liquor store selling booze till 2 a.m. would not result in calls for service in Central Fresno? Can you tell me that with a straight face, that it will not result in more calls for service?
I don't know that for sure, but the calls for service would be minimal based on the evidence that we have from other similarly situated businesses. But I can't see the future. I don't have a crystal ball.
Let me ask it this way. Do liquor stores result in calls for service?
Every business may result in calls for service.
Liquor stores are the same as Taco Bell?
It depends.
If I could, counsel, I think the police chief's done an incredible job of answering and responding to questions. But one of the things that I don't want to see our police department used is a tool to kill business.
Mayor, do you want to see the police department as a tool for further saturating liquor stores in the city of Fresno?
I don't want to see the police department utilized as an anti-liquor store opponent. I don't want to see them used as any opponent to business in our community. And the question was asked, do liquor stores generate calls for service? Target generates calls for service. Long John Silver's generates calls for service because you may have somebody go in and eat and not pay. So business in general, activity in general, new residences generate calls for service when vehicles are broken into in a particular neighborhood. So the only other thing we could do is stop growth, and none of us want to do that.
My question to the police department is, if this business becomes a nuisance to a neighborhood, are you going to act? Am I going to see you here before you? Are you going to submit for revocation of the CUP?
I didn't understand the last part of what you said, but I can tell you, yes, when a business becomes a nuisance, we're familiar with that. We know what action to take. We work with ABC. At this time, I just told you the metrics don't show they would be overly burdensome, but if it were to become that, then absolutely,
so
yes,
for the
sir.
record, a year from now, if this business becoming issues, I should not have to bring an item forward. You should have already intervened with ABC, correct? And under our municipal code, the planning director, the mayor, the manager, or the council have authority to revoke a CUP. Should I expect that you're going to pursue that action?
If it is determined to be burdensome to the neighborhood, yes.
Okay, thank you.
These individuals actually helped us. Any individual in the neighborhood that was hungry could go and they would feed them. If you were thirsty, they would give them something to drink. If your family died, the city of Fresno doesn't help you with that, but they did. You guys don't understand how many people they've helped over the years that they were even open. When it burnt down, we were upset. The whole neighborhood was mad. You can't take that store from us. They're the only place that we had to go, us poor people.
Liquor stores are already affecting the lives of youth and now the lives of adolescents. Public schools are meant to be positive and safe environments for youth, and it is disheartening to see the negative influences of alcohol affecting youth's physical and mental developments.
It is a known fact that alcohol attracts certain people. Alcohol has negative effects on people, especially their ability to make safe choices.
Well, I believe that a liquor is not a problem for this neighborhood in that store. So that's what I have to say. The real problem is the drug problem, and that's what we should be working on. Not the homeless, not the liquor, the drug problem in this town.
This convenience store is in my district. now deemed as a general market. I will motion to approve the CUP and the CEQA. Motion to uphold the appeal.
I have a motion by Councilmember Esparza, a second by Council Vice President. Item passes 6-1 with Councilmember Arias voting no.